Hello, today I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of the latest module from noodleman.co.uk. I'm going to be walking you through the order fulfillment module. This module is looking to bridge a gap in functionality. So in CubeCart terms, people place an order and then you can choose the status of that order. So you can say the entirety of the order has been completed or your whole order is in a processing state. It doesn't really allow you as the business owner to be able to keep track of the individual items within that order. The order fulfillment module looks to bridge that gap by giving you item by item visibility, the ability to dispatch individual items, have an idea of what's outstanding in an order, and really identify those orders where maybe you have back orders. So I'm going to give you a quick demo, just give you an overview of the module at the moment. So the first thing we'll look at is within the module configuration itself, we have a couple of tabs. The first is a user guide, and this has some general information about the concepts of the module and some just generic information about how it works. Within the general tab, we have 4 settings. The first is status, which is standard in all modules, just allows you to turn it on or off. The next is the email updates to customers setting. When you have this turned on, essentially the module is working in a customer-facing model. Any updates you place within the orders will be sent to your customers via email. When you have this turned off, essentially you're only using this module in your warehouse environment. So you're simply using it to keep track internally, and we're not sharing the information with your customer. The next setting we have is include notes in customer emails. This will be clearer in a moment, but basically if we are sending emails to customers, you can choose if the notes that have been recorded against either the items or the order itself is also sent as part of that email. Essentially, are notes considered internal information, or is it something we can share with the customer? And the final setting is suppress order completed emails. So this allows you to decide whether you want to completely turn off CubeCart's ability to send emails when you change the order status to completed. It's really aimed at people who want to use the order fulfillment module to send those emails in place of the standard CubeCart emails. So up to you, if you wish to send and share the information with your customers, you may want to turn that on to save the customer getting multiple emails that say your order has been completed. So the first thing I'm going to do is log into the storefront here, and this is just a test store, and I'm just going to add a couple of items and check out. So the first thing I've done here is I've put one item in my basket. It's a pretty standard item. I'm going to say I want 10 of those. Update the basket. I'm also going to add this item here that has some options. I want 10 of those as well. And I'm going to check out. And I'm not going to pay for the goods, but I'm simply going to assume they've been paid for and show you the flow within the admin area. So first thing I want to point out in the admin menu is you have your standard orders menu item here, and this is what everyone's got to be familiar with using. The module actually adds 2 extra items. You have an order fulfillment menu item and an order shortages menu item. This is the order screen, the standard screen you see within CubeCart. Order fulfillment actually takes a duplicate of this screen and puts some additional information in it. So here you see we've got 4 extra columns. We've got total items, total boxed pending shipping, total shipped, and quantity outstanding. So this is the total individual unique items that have been ordered and the quantities of them within this particular order. How many of those have been packaged but not yet dispatched? How many of them have been dispatched? And how many items within the order are still outstanding? You can also see here we've got some color coding, and this is just for quick visual references to really improve the speed you can use to reference the screen. So you can use either your standard order screen, or you can use the order fulfillment, which is an enhanced version of that screen. Clicking on the order, this will take me straight to the order fulfillment tab, and Okay, so within this order fulfillment tab, you can see we've got some item by item overview of the items that have been ordered. So this is kind of the same as your inventory screen or the overview screen really, where you see the items here, except what we've done is we've padded those out and given us some more options. So the general concept here of this screen is, what we want to do is, as the person picking the order, we want to define the way that we're packaging this order. So for example, let's see, we have 10 of this product called I have options, and we can see here what these options are. And I want to process this order, and I, as the picker, have gone to the shelf and I've picked 8 because we only have 8 left, and I've put them in box number 1. I put a note just to remind me that we're missing 2 items, and then I go to the second item and I see we've ordered 10. I still got to pick 10, and I'm going to ship 10 because we have 10 of them on the shelf. But they're quite a big item, I'm going to put them in a second box, and I want to process this item. You then hit save and reload, and essentially it will take the item that the configuration we've put here, and it will put them out into boxes. So here we can see below what our boxes look like. Now we can see the green here. This signifies that all these items have been packaged, there's nothing else to do. And we also have this row here, which is still showing as red because there's some items outstanding. Now let's assume, for the sake of this example, that we know we aren't going to have these 2 items. We can see our note here. We know we just don't have 2 items at the moment, so we have to go and order those from our supplier and wait for them to arrive. But that's going to take a week or so, so we don't really want to wait a week to ship the whole order. So we're going to send this part of the order now and then send a follow-up shipment to the customer later. So now we've got these items put in the boxes, we know that we can't send anything else. So the first thing I would do as the picker is come, these are final configurations. I'm now going to go and print packing slips. So you can print packing slips for each box, and you can see here package number 1, and it gives us a better summary as well. We can see that this item here was ordered 10. In this package there's 8, and we can still see there's 2 outstanding. In the second packing slip, we can see that we've ordered 10. There's 10 in this box. There's nothing outstanding. But because this is the other box, we can see that this other item here, the I have options, we can see that we've got 8 of these in a different box. So it kind of gives you a quick overview of how we've packaged everything. I would then complete this information. And I'm just going to put some test data in for now. And then I would save and reload. After ticking the ship this box button. Okay, save and reload. It's important you tick the ship this box buttons, because that confirms that, yep, it's actually going. So we can see that I have shipped this, and I've shipped it today. We can see that we can't edit any more of this information because the box is already gone. So it's kind of a final confirmation. Now if I go to my email, we can see that we have the email. So first thing we do is we look at the total order. This is everything we've ordered, just an overview, a summary. And then we can see it's split out the packages. Items in package 1, missing 2 items. We've added notes, and that's because I've got the configuration enabled to send notes. We can see that there's 8 in this box, and we can see what's in this box, quantity of 10. Basically, as the customer, I can see what item's going to arrive in which packages, how many packages are going to be sent. I can see individual tracking numbers for each package, assuming they have different tracking IDs. If you want to, you can supply a link which the customer can just click on in the email. If you do not supply any of this information, it's just going to exclude that from the email. So it doesn't add it, so there's no kind of excess information in there. Now, the key thing here is we know we've shipped these now, but we still don't have these 2 items, and we're not going to have them for a while. So we can't mark the order as complete. But what you can do is say, we're waiting on stock. And you would, as the picker, tick this waiting on stock option and then just reload the screen. Ticking this box basically signifies this order is waiting on stock to arrive, or waiting on some inventory to appear from somewhere before we can actually continue processing it. When this is ticked, this order will actually appear in the reports, which takes us on to our order shortages screen. There are two reports currently defined in here. The first is order fulfillment, stock shortages by order. So this will give you a list of all orders where we have a stock shortage and where that waiting on stock checkbox has been ticked. And as you can see, we have our order that we were just looking at. It tells you the product that we're missing, the product code, the options if we had any defined, how many was ordered, how many we've shipped, and quantity outstanding. So in this case, we can quickly come to this screen and see any orders that essentially we have back orders on and that we need to go and sort out quickly. Now let's assume that we have quite a lot of items in here. Maybe we drop ship and we're having some supply problems. You could have multiples of the same item. So for example, let's assume another customer has ordered the exact same product and we also have some back orders there. Well, if you were to go to this second tab, the stock shortages by inventory, it would actually just give us a total here. It would give us a list of all the unique products that are out of stock, and then it will give us the overall total of how many of those products we need to meet all of the orders that are currently short. So a week has passed and I go back into my order. We've had the stock arrive. As the picker come in, I'm reprocessing this order. I've picked two of them and I've got to put them in a new box because we've already sent boxes 1 and 2, so this time it will only let me pick box number 3. It's finally arrived, and then save and reload. Note that I've unticked the waiting on stock box because we're no longer waiting on it. We can now see all the items up here are green, which tells us that everything in this order has been processed. I, as the picker, can then come in, print the new packing slip. We can see everything in this order is now processed because everything outstanding is 0. Mark it as dispatched. Add the various information that you want. Shipped. Going back to the order shortages, we can see it's no longer in the report. We've dispatched it. There's nothing in here. There's no stats. We've got everything that we need. Now I've just sent an additional email, and you can see here my test items in package 3. And we've got the extra information. Items have finally arrived, and we're sending 2 in package number 3. So again, we're telling the customer immediately we've dispatched those goods, and those goods are on their way. So that's a very brief summary of the order fulfillment module. Everything's kind of self-contained. It's all within one module. There's no code edits required. You can customize your email templates if you wish. We use our own templating engine, which is documented in the user guide. It does support multiple languages, so if your customers, let's say we're ordering in English and French and your customers order in French, it will send the email content using your translations into French. To do that, we just hook into the usual CubeCart language system, and again there's some information in the user guide about how that works. I'll probably be adding more updates to this module over time, but so I just wanted to do a brief overview just to show people what it does and briefly how it works, and it'll be released fairly soon.